So I would like to first offer all of you the good news. Here's the good news. Since the beginning of 2023, there has only been one mass shooting in the United States that killed more than 10 people. Here's the bad news. Almost every day since January 1st, there has been at least one gun event leading to one or more deaths in our country. It is inarguable that we have a gun problem in our country. Here are just a few statistics from the Everytown Center for Gun Safety that demonstrate the magnitude of the daily gun violence problem in the United States. People in the United States are 26 times more likely to be killed in a gun homicide than those in other high-income countries. On an average day, 120 Americans die from gun violence. Domestic violence victims are 5 times more likely to be killed when the abuser owns a gun. And each year, over 3 million children are directly exposed to gun violence. And here's the kicker. Guns have become the leading cause of death for Americans between the ages of 1 and 19 years. Now, on January 21st, 2013, 10 years ago, a woman by the name of Hadia Pendleton, who was a majorette and high school student from the south side of Chicago, she marched in President Obama's second inaugural parade. Then 1 week later, after finishing her final exams, she was shot and killed in a park near her school. Soon after that tragedy, all of her childhood friends asked their classmates to commemorate her life by regularly wearing orange for the rest of the school year. Now, they chose orange to symbolize the value of human life, just as hunters who use guns appropriately wear orange in the woods to protect themselves and others. So because of that story, tonight I have chosen to wear this orange jacket. I expected it to be even warmer and to make a more significant impact, because I have decided tonight that I can be just a bit uncomfortable for a short time, because soon I am going to go home in an air-conditioned car, to an air-conditioned home, and even with the discomfort that I may feel in warm weather with this jacket on, I pray that tonight I will live. Now, as you are likely aware, the issue of guns has become highly charged as an issue in our country. And that is why I am speaking tonight on what has now been dubbed National Gun Violence Awareness Day, not in the aftermath of another tragic event. Tonight's sermon is not in response to or in the wake of a horror that just happened. I am not sending my prayers tonight to victims of today's issue. This is not a performative or partisan moment. Instead, I want to just share with you a bit of insight with our tradition, because our Jewish tradition is not partisan. It's simply Jewish. You see, to be disturbed by the realities of gun violence in our country is directly in line with values taught by the Torah. And to act on that concern is, I believe, to live Jewishly. Now, our Jewish tradition emphasizes the sanctity and eternal value of human life. You all know that. Pikuach nefesh, saving a life, is the most important Jewish value. The Talmud even teaches one who takes a life, it is as though they have destroyed an entire universe. And one who saves a life, it is as though they have saved the entire universe. So the carelessness with which human life is often taken during incidents of gun violence stands in direct violation of those affirmations from Jewish tradition. Tonight, we are called upon as Jews to take action to prevent the loss of lives and to limit gun violence moving forward from this point on. The book of Leviticus in the Torah guides us when it says, "Do not stand idly by your neighbor's blood." When we still have the power to make a difference, and we still choose to do nothing, then we are partly responsible for the epidemic going on around us. So tonight, I'm asking all of you to consider taking action in the spirit of Jewish tradition, not political action for political sake. And while it won't resolve the full problem of gun violence, something called Ethan's Law is a simple first step. Ethan's Song was only 15 years old when he accidentally pulled the trigger of a loaded gun in a friend's home and he was tragically killed. Named after him, a bill, Ethan's Law, was reintroduced to both houses of Congress this past January and is currently in committee. The legislation would federally mandate the safe storage of firearms in residences where minors or persons unauthorized to have firearms reside. It would decrease the likelihood of unintentional shootings by children. And it would also impose strict penalties for safe storage violations. You see, if passed, this law would simply require guns to be stored safely where children are present. The New England Journal of Medicine recently reported new data that 4.6 million American children currently live in homes where one gun that is unlocked and loaded is nearby. 4.6 million American children have easy access to loaded and unlocked guns. That can be dangerous, it can be fatal, and it is a potential tragedy. You see, children as young as just 3 years old have been proven to have enough arm and hand strength to pull the trigger of that loaded and unlocked gun. And Ethan's Law can actually stop it. If it passes, it will be simple, bipartisan, effective, and Jewish. You see, the prophet Isaiah actually demands that we beat our swords into plowshares, our spears into pruning hooks. At the very least, if we can't beat all of the guns into not existing in the world, perhaps we can simply commit to protecting our most vulnerable by locking guns safely from our children's hands. On this National Gun Violence Awareness Day, I'm asking all of you to take seriously what Jewish tradition teaches us, because it is guiding us simply to save lives. Write a letter, speak to a representative, and ask that this law in committee now be brought to a vote soon so that children will be saved every single day. This is my simple prayer tonight. As I wear this orange jacket, Ken Yehi Ratzon, may that also be God's will, as together we say, Amen.